as we're seeing is your presence, O Lord, gives us a promise and a vow. So let's take a look at what an oath is. It is a solemn promise about behavior, about action. Often when we take a vow, it's the promise of a divine being that's going to be present. For example, we might swear to God that something is true, or swear on the Bible that something is true. What we really want to see is what is this about? It's not really about the external. It's not really about being a good citizen or a good person. It's really about finding truth. To thyself be true. Finding truth about to be still and know. Finding truth about equanimity and grace. Finding the truth about a peace that passes all understanding. God is the greatest promise. God is the lover of all loves. As we develop an ability to have a deeper listening and a deeper surrender, we're breaking through. We are all breaking through. And then we can start entering into the supernatural. God is the greatest promise, that we are never alone. So vows and promises are a love language. And this love language will express itself in many, many ways. We have to begin by healing our hearts. That's the thing about a vow and a promise. If you really want to get true to the vow and the promise that's about your life, you have to heal. It's not about just putting on something. We all have to heal in that thing. So that means that we have to get in touch with our grievances, our broken promises, our broken vows, our heartbreak, to mend and to heal. With the divine's help, if we just keep emptying ourselves of the pain and the anguish and the bitterness and the brokenness, we move into wholeness. So we have to talk to our divine parent a lot, not just a little, but a lot. So we have to share our heart. We have to share ourselves to the point where we actually become empty. And this emptiness sometimes looks like helping others. It sometimes looks like communing with God. It sometimes looks like being a vessel, but it has a deep, deep impact. So healing ourselves makes us more fit for life. It makes us more available to each other. And it definitely makes us feel loved and supported by the divine. And then, of course, when we empty, God's reply is, I see you. I hear you. I want to be close with you too. Yay. So if you build it, God will appear. This is so true. And sometimes you'll go into a place that wasn't actually initiated for God until you actually entered the place with the higher love and blessing of your nature, of your commitment, of your relationship to the divine. And then it really, it might have been readied for God, but now it's initiated in God. And that's what we get to do for each other all the time. We get to help each other to know a deeper relationship with God. So please take the next 30 seconds and pray for the last person you texted. We need sometimes bigger help because something is so deep in us that we have a deep fear. We have a deep fear of surrender. We have a misunderstanding of what surrender means. Or we think that something can't instantaneously change because it's a very dire thing, like a diagnosis, or we suffer a lot. And so we just think that, we're going to add to our suffering, but we have to learn to be a player, a prayer, and a partner with God. So a player in the game, a prayer with the problems, and a partner with the presence. We also need to have a love bond, a deep love bond. It's not a pretend thing. And it's not just a disaster call where you just call 911 God. It's also that you believe that, God will meet you halfway, sometimes 1,000% more than you even give, but at least halfway. And so you have to develop this bond where I will do it. I need you to it. I will do it. I need you to it. I need you to attend to it. I need you to be with me. I need you to scaffold me. I need you to direct me. I need you to push me. I need you to prod me. I need you to hold me. We have to look at all of these things as our bond and our commitment to God and God's bond and commitment back to us. And this relationship with our higher authority and our higher self is setting a trap for God. Ron Roth taught us that. He taught us that over and over and over. Set a trap for God, because with God, all things are possible. Without God, we have a higher self and we have a higher authority, but we don't always have the higher wisdom that can come with that kind of power. And then we can create or miscreate. So, we have to know that God is the missing link. God is the thing that will take the bud and turn it into a bloom. God is the thing that will make the grass greener. God is the one that will send the angels, who will send the resources, who will send the reinforcements, the legions, the helpers, the light beings, the great compassionate light, all of the things that are needed from a higher source of wisdom. And our higher self and our higher authority can then function in relationship with a higher God. So always pray. It's the most powerful tool against worry, doubt, and fear. So make a vow right now, please, that you will find a way to pray that is true to you. Make a vow now to awaken to the truth of the promise that you have in God. Because when the eyes and the ears are open, even the leaves on the trees teach like pages from the scriptures. So the moment is now. Grounding in the light, blessing yourself morning, noon, and night, releasing the shackles of yesterday's woes, promising yourself to now know I am that I am, to disavow all deceit and release resentment and defeat. This is the greatest promise that one could ever make, for the presence to establish itself in you anew. Then all promises relate as a now moment and a vow moment. This is God's promise to us. Be kind to yourself. You're doing the best that you can, but understand with God, it can be better. Hold on for dear life.